Sometimes, life breaks a man completely, not slowly, not gently, but all at once. This is the story of a man who lost his job, his family, and his confidence, and still found a way to stand up again. Listen carefully. This story may change how you see your own life. Part 1. The Fall. His name was Daniel. Daniel was not famous. He was not rich. He was just a normal man with a normal life. He woke up every morning at 6. He went to work. He came home tired but hopeful. He believed in one simple thing. If I work hard, life will reward me. But life had other plans. One cold morning, Daniel received an email. The subject was short. Meeting, 9 a.m. He did not feel afraid. Meetings were normal, but this meeting was different. At 9 o'clock, his manager looked at him and said, "I'm sorry, Daniel. The company is cutting jobs." Just like that. No long explanation. No second chance. Daniel walked out of the building with a box in his hands and silence in his heart. Inner thoughts, listening friendly. He asked himself again and again, what did I do wrong? Was I not good enough? What will I tell my family? The streets looked different now. The city felt colder. Even the sky looked heavier. That day, Daniel did not go home directly. He walked for hours, because when a man loses his purpose, he doesn't know where to go. Life gets worse. Days passed. One day became a week. 1 week became a month. No job. No answers. Bills arrived. Savings disappeared. At home, silence replaced laughter. His wife tried to stay strong, but fear lived in her eyes. Daniel felt smaller every day. He stopped looking in the mirror because the man there looked like a stranger. If you are learning English and you want stories that teach you real life, real emotions, and real language, subscribe to this channel. Listen to this story again. Write 1 sentence in English about how Daniel feels. In the next part, you will see what happens when a man faces true loneliness. Part 2. Alone with fear, when nobody understands you. Loneliness is not about being alone. Loneliness is when you are surrounded by people, but no one really understands you. Daniel was about to learn this lesson in the hardest way possible. Part 2. Alone with fear. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Daniel sat at the kitchen table, staring at his phone. No messages, no calls, no job offers. The world was moving forward, but he felt frozen in time. Every morning, he woke up with the same thought. What if nothing changes? Fear became his daily companion. Not loud fear, not dramatic fear, silent fear. The kind that sits in your chest and whispers, "You are failing." The mind under pressure. Daniel tried to stay busy. He cleaned the house. He organized old papers. He fixed things that were already working. But busy hands could not stop a tired mind. At night, his thoughts became louder. Questions attacked him. Why me? Why now? What if I never recover? He remembered his old confidence, his old smile, his old self. That man felt very far away. A man and his pride friends called him sometimes. They said, "Don't worry, everything will be fine." Daniel smiled and answered, "Yes, of course." But inside he felt angry. Not at them, at himself. He hated asking for help. He hated explaining his situation. He hated feeling weak. So he stopped answering calls. Silence felt safer than pity. But silence has a price. Time becomes heavy. Weeks passed slowly. Daniel applied for jobs again and again. Sometimes he received no reply. Sometimes he received rejection. Each rejection felt personal, not just, "We don't need you," but, "You are not enough." He began to doubt everything, his skills, his experience, his value. One night, he sat alone in the dark living room and whispered, "Maybe this is who I am now." A small but important moment. One afternoon, Daniel went to a small cafe, not because he was hungry, but because he needed to see people. He ordered a coffee and sat near the window. A young man sat at the next table. He was reading a book in English. Daniel noticed the title, "Change Starts Within." The young man looked calm, focused, peaceful. Daniel wondered, how can someone be so calm? The thought stayed with him. The first real question. That night, Daniel did something new. He did not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" He asked, "What can I change?" It was a small question, but powerful. For the first time in months, he felt a little control, not over life, but over himself. A different kind of hope. Daniel opened his laptop, not to search for jobs, not to escape, but to learn. He typed, "How to rebuild confidence." He watched videos. He listened to talks. He read simple articles. One idea repeated again and again. Change your habits and your life will follow. That sentence stayed in his mind. Learning to sit with fear. Daniel realized something important. Fear was not his enemy. Fear was a message. It was telling him, something must change. He decided not to run from fear, but to listen to it. Every morning he sat quietly for 5 minutes. No phone, no noise, just breathing. At first, it was uncomfortable. Then it became calming. The turning point, soft, not dramatic. Nothing magical happened that day. He did not find a job. He did not become happy. But something inside him shifted. He stood up straighter. He spoke more clearly. He felt more present. Daniel understood. I am not broken. I am rebuilding. CTA. End of part 2. If you are learning English and you want to improve your listening, your confidence, and your mindset, like this video, subscribe for the full 10-part journey. Comment 1 sentence in English. Fear teaches me. Gui. In the next part, Daniel makes the most important decision of his life. Next part, part 3. The decision that changed everything. Part 3. How fluency is built. Thinking in English, not translating. Let me ask you something important. Why do many English learners study for years, but still cannot speak fluently? They know grammar, they know vocabulary, they understand movies. But when they want to speak, their mind freezes. Why? Because they are translating, not thinking. Today, in part 3, you will discover one of the biggest secrets of fluency. Fluent speakers do not translate. They think directly in English. If you understand this part deeply, your English will change forever. Section 1. The biggest mistake English learners make. Most learners do this. They hear a question in English. They translate it into their native language. They think about the answer. Then they translate the answer back into English. This process is slow. This process is stressful. This process kills fluency. Fluent speakers do something different. They skip translation. They hear English. They think in English. They answer in English. Simple, fast, natural. Fluency is not about speaking fast. Fluency is about thinking smoothly. Section 2. Why translating feels safe but is dangerous. Translation feels safe because it feels familiar, it feels correct, it feels controlled, but it creates dependence. Your brain becomes lazy. It waits for your native language, and when your brain waits, your mouth cannot move. This is why you say, let me think. I know this word, but you are not stupid. Your brain is just trained the wrong way. Section 3. How children learn. The perfect model. Think about children. Do children translate? No. A child hears, sit down. The child does not translate. The child acts. Language goes directly to meaning. This is how fluency is born. To become fluent, you must train your brain like a child, not like a translator. Section 4. Step 1. Connect English to images, not words. Here is a powerful rule. English, image, meaning. Not English, native language, meaning example. When you hear apple, do not think of the word in your language. See the apple in your mind, color, shape, taste. This is how fluent minds work. Do this with actions, run, open, close. Emotions, happy, angry, nervous. Daily objects, table, phone, street. Your brain will start thinking in pictures, not words. Section 5. Step 2. Use simple English inside your head. You don't need complex sentences in your mind. Fluent speakers think simply, not, I would like to express my opinion about, but, I think, I feel, I like, I don't agree. Simple thinking, fast speaking, train your inner voice to be simple and short. Section 6. Step 3. Talk to yourself in English. Yes, really. This is powerful and free. Talk to yourself in English every day. While walking, I am walking to the store. While cooking, I am cutting vegetables. While working, this is difficult, but I can do it. You are not crazy. You are training fluency. Your brain learns. English is normal. Section 7. The 5-minute daily thinking exercise. Do this every day. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Choose one topic. Your day, your plans, your feelings, and think only in English. No translation, no grammar checking, just flow. If you don't know a word, describe it. I don't know the word, but it is like. This is real fluency training. Section 8. Stop waiting to be perfect. Many learners wait. They wait to know more words. They wait to fix grammar. They wait to feel ready. Fluent speakers do not wait. They speak with mistakes. They think with mistakes. And mistakes disappear over time. Fluency comes from movement, not perfection. Section 9. What will change? If you do this daily. If you practice thinking in English, your speaking speed increases, your confidence grows, your fear disappears. Your English becomes natural, not in one day, not in 1 week. But step by step, your brain will switch languages automatically. If this part helped you understand why thinking in English is the key to fluency, please do 3 simple things. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Comment, I think in English now. Your support helps us create more deep, clear, and powerful English lessons for you. Teaser for Part 4. In Part 4, you will learn how to speak fluently without memorizing grammar, the secret of sentence patterns, how fluent speakers build sentences automatically. Don't miss it. Your fluency journey has already started.